What's up, y'all? This is Danny, and for those of you who don't know, I started working at Dynamic Discs a little over a week ago. And I guess I figured they'd have a desk or something for me, but it turns out all they've got is this corner. So I'm working with what I've got to bring you a review of the Burst Fuzion Convict and the Burst Soft Deputy. If this goes well, maybe they'll get me a lamp or something. If you've thrown a Convict, you know it's a 9-speed control driver, which means it doesn't have a huge rim. It should be a comfortable size for just about everyone, and it's not too deep either. It's got a really good depth to it. It's a straight to overstable control driver, which means most people are going to get about the same amount of turn as fade, which means it's going to fly fairly straight overall. For me, it doesn't have a ton of glide, which means it's really accurate. That's not something I'm going to be throwing for a big distance shot, but I am going to be able to place it where I need to. For bigger arms, you can use it as a roller or big anhyzers, but I don't really think that's where the Convict fits. I like to use it for shaping shots, especially in the woods. Also, if you're trying to learn that signature Eric Oakley hyzer flip forehand, this is definitely the disc to start out with. The Fuzion plastic is nice and grippy, but the Burst does sort of look like a strawberry milkshake, so be careful you don't get hungry in the middle of your round. Moving on to the Deputy. In this soft plastic, it's a little more stable. I hadn't personally thrown the Deputy since the Trilogy Challenge when they first came out, and I really couldn't get a feel for them there, but this soft plastic is flying really nice. It's got a shallower profile. If you've ever thrown a Pure, it feels very similar to that, but it's just got an understable flight to it. For throwing, this disc has a lot of control, lots of smooth turn. I didn't really like it off the tee just because it was understable and it's not really going to hold up to much power. But for controlled approach shots, or if you don't have that forehand approach, this disc fits really well in that slot. For putting, it just flew dead straight. You don't have to work to get this one to fly straight. It's just naturally not going to really fade that much. So it likes to hit the basket nice and flat, which is good because it's going to catch more chains at that point and it's going to have a higher chance to drop down into the tray. So these discs are releasing March 30th. Along with First Run Mavericks and First Run Captains. If you want to see how those fly, I have a review on my channel that I'll link in the description here. And thanks for watching. Be sure to check out these discs and all the new releases at dynamicdisc.com.